let's look at users. Within AppScan on Cloud, every user is assigned a role, and the role determines what capabilities they are permitted to do. You can see a description over here to the right of the different roles, and the first 5 are defined by the platform itself. I have a 6th role, which is a custom role that I define for my organization. An easy way to understand what the different roles do is you can go into Manage Roles. When you click on a role, you will see all of the capabilities assigned to that role. Since this is a platform-defined role, I can't modify it. So if we look at a manager has the same capabilities as an administrator. However, their capabilities are limited to an asset group that we just talked about that they have access to. So a manager would be somebody that you would, in a certain part of your organization, give the ability to manage their asset groups and their applications and their users, but they won't have access to a separate area of your company. Similarly, you can go through the application manager, the tester, and the report viewer to see what exact capabilities they have. Let me take you through adding a custom role. I'm going to define a role for a junior developer. We have some co-ops in our company, and I want to allow them to use the tool, but I want them to not necessarily impact the actual results for my application in their testing. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to give this junior developer the ability to create and modify personal scans only. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to say save. So now you can see I have that as another role within my organization. Now let's go back and see how we use these roles with our users. You can see when I see the list of the users in my org, their role is described here, and I have the ability to change it. For example, I'm going to change JR AppScan from being a tester to that new junior developer role. And I'm going to upgrade Aton from an application manager to a manager. I can also invite users to my org. So I'm going to put in an email or a list of emails. And I'm going to invite my colleague Kathleen. And I am going to make Kathleen an application manager. So when I do the invite, I can define the role at that time. And I'm going to give Kathleen access to that new consumer-facing asset group I just created. So I submit that invitation. It will be sent to Kathleen, but this is also giving me a chance now. Would I like to give her some other asset groups? So I can go into my asset group interface, and I'm going to also give Kathleen access to that default user group. These are the list of users that are not in that default user group. You can see that I have Kathleen as a pending activation. She's yet to accept that invite, but I can still modify the access that she has within the platform. So that's a quick overview of user management and asset groups.